So we're excited that that Adam was able to join us this evening, and yeah, and we're still taking copious notes because we're also learning as well in the process.
Yeah, thank you for filling in, Tammy.
No problem.
There we go. Okay, it's going on your well community. Yeah, I want to make sure that this recording is this session live is recorded simply because a lot of folks can attend in different markets around the globe and on the cloud. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. Okay, we're up and running. Well, Tammy and I are really excited, folks. This we're making history tonight. As you know, many of you here were part with us for with Max International for close to 19 years now. Is that correct, Tammy? Around 19 years or
19 and
so.
a half already, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, Max decided to change direction on how they choose to focus in their marketing aspect, and you know, from as of August 1st. And Tammy and I, we've always been networkers, and the one thing that, and again, I want to kind of give you a bit of an issue to bridge as to why we're here today. About 4 years ago, we were sitting in a room with Eric Worre and his mastermind. And I remember him telling us that the future of our industry is digital. So Tammy and I have been looking for digital services for quite a while. And many of you are aware of that. And holding behold, we came across this company, which is xosialX and NuCalm. And we'll introduce you to Adam Levy in a minute here. And we saw the perfect storm. And the reason I'm saying this is because, as you all know, Tammy and I have always been very passionate about the well-being, the body's well-being, being healthy and aging gracefully, and so forth. And this technology is not new, and that's what makes it so interesting. There's a lot of endorsement all over the world. The science is extremely credible with some patent and so forth, which is mixed with a network marketing model, which between you and I, folks, I've studied network marketing and comp plans for decades. And honestly, and I know that always sounds cliche, but there's something special about this compensation plan. And the more we evolve, and tonight it's an introductory, it's an initiation to get everybody exposed to what we're doing and why we chose this company, why we chose to partner with them, is because everything aligns. The product aligns, the compensation plan aligns, and I see a huge, and I mean huge potential. And because there is no limitation, because we're dealing with a digital service, there's no borders. It can go absolutely anywhere. I think that whatever we've accomplished in our life with Max in the past 18 years at the highest level of the company, I think we will double or triple that. And I know that sounds that sounds cliche again, but I really feel this. And that's why I'm really excited. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you before we introduce Adam.
Yeah. So I just pay attention to the presentation. Like I said, we're still learning, and the more we know about this, the more excited we get. Actually, Adam had sent Chris and I the physical products, and we received the box on Friday. We had a meeting on Monday. And Chris and I got on we tried a couple of them, but the one that I'm already feeling it, the shape and burn, Adam.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm already feeling it. So I know it's going to work because I can feel it inside, and I'm very connected to intuitive and connected that way, and very present. So I can really feel it. Yeah.
No.
I can't wait for results.
Without any delay, so Adam, I'm going to stop my screen share here to give you an opportunity.
Chris, I've already taken care of that. I think we've moved on to the title slide there.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to stop my. Oh, I see. Okay, I got you. Perfect. Okay, you are all set. Now, folks, the more I get to know Adam, the more respect and admiration I have. Adam is a millionaire earner in his business. He's a founding associate with xosialX. There's an enormous amount of knowledge and resources, and there's some tools. Many of you have seen some of the gems I've been dropping on a daily basis through email in our groups. This is all coming from what Adam has created. And that's what Tammy and I like to, I've never really partnered. Honestly, for decades, I've always been the upline, and it's nice to have an upline. It's really, really interesting. And he has 40 years of experience in the industry, which I really do appreciate. So I can look up to his experience and all of his expertise and sharing within our industry. And he's also a wellness coach. So himself, I mean, we saw some pictures of before and after, and it's just wonderful, the transformation that he had in his life. And I haven't met your wife again yet, Adam, but we certainly look forward to that, as Tammy and I do this as a couple. Folks, we're excited. You can probably tell in our voice, we're really, really excited. For, the past 5 years, things have been a little rough. And I mean, this is no news. And I feel that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This is it. And I really feel good about this. The product is fantastic. Many of you I know are using it. And I'm actually amazed on the feedback that we get immediately. So listen, Adam, we're going to turn this over to you for you to share the information with this audience. And this is also broadcasted. And by the way, those of you that are on YouTube, if you're watching this tonight, welcome. If you're watching this on a recording, we certainly appreciate you. Just give us a like, let us know we're doing well, and give us your feedback. Would love to follow up with that. So Adam, I'm going to turn this over to you. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Chris and Tammy. What an amazing introduction. It's an honor to be able to team up with such seasoned, accomplished professionals such as yourselves. And, including yourselves, some of the sharpest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with have been drawn to this unique moment in our company's history. As a founding associate, I am really more excited than ever. And, you should be too if you're looking at this for the first time, because what you are about to see is an industry first and only. A digital health product built for really how the world feels right now. I'm here in Canton, Connecticut in my home. And as you mentioned, I've been involved in the industry now for 40 years. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and I know some of the things that you've been through and some of your people have been through. So I feel for you, but you're right. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and NuCalm certainly is it. Well, let me tell you a little bit about this company. And, I've known Stu Finger now for 20 years. He's the founder and CEO. He's a passionate servant leader, a networker at heart. He actually started the company just so he had a safe place to build, so nobody would do anything crazy to him and his team. And I know you can relate to that. And through a trusted relationship with our co-founder, David D'Arcangelo, and the NuCalm CEO, Jim Poole, this strategic partnership of xosialX powered by NuCalm was born. A little history for you. Our company is over 10 years old, been in business for a while. We started out and made our first big splash in the CBD space, which, boy, those were some crazy days, and a lot of money was made. But we had to shift over to non-CBD products because we were very limited on where we could ship those. We couldn't ship them to you guys in Canada. We couldn't ship it to Mexico, and we couldn't ship them to many parts of the world. So we shifted over to our mist technology and nanotechnology of amazing nutrients, things like moringa and mangosteen, and of course, one of our favorites is glutathione. And those are some pretty amazing products. And, we've been able to market those in a handful of countries, maybe 20 countries or so. And about 2.5 years ago, I helped with a rebrand of the company to what we now know as xosialX. And again, that was just a few years ago. Well, the partnership with NuCalm, just 4 months ago. And yet we've expanded now into over 60 countries in just the past 60 days. Because as you mentioned, it's digital. So people can download it and experience it the exact moment that they're able to join the company, which is incredible. And there's no borders. Well, let's talk about this industry first and only. It's really a complete disruptor. For the first time ever, a digital health product has been dropped into our space, a product with more validated results and credibility than really any wellness product that I have ever seen or had the pleasure of marketing in our industry. It's 36 years in the making. It's patented. It's clinically proven, and now it's exclusively ours to market globally. NuCalm is the only platform of its kind awarded 2 US patents for its ability to control and balance the autonomic nervous system and to enable a person to change their brainwave states on demand. Kind of like dialing in the frequency on a radio, right? You can dial that to wherever you want it to be. It was cleared as an FDA Class 3 medical device for anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Folks, that's not a supplement claim. That's a medical clearance. What was once a $6,000 medical device is now available and affordable in the form of a mobile app. We have absolutely no competition in our industry. This is one of one. It is the only technology of its kind. And because it's a digital download, there's no inventory, there's nothing to ship, and we are now available in over 120 countries, and we are growing fast. But let's talk a little bit about this market. You know, we're not really manufacturing a trend here, right? We are responding to a global emergency. There are basically 2 major concerns that are fueling a universal global health crisis. Chronic stress and sleep challenges are at the very top of the list of issues that people have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. You know, almost 40% of adults worldwide are stressed out daily, and 3 out of 5 of them globally are reporting poor sleep. But here's the thing, it doesn't just show up in your mind, right? These challenges, when you have poor sleep, you got too much stress, it shows up in every part of your body, right? Chronic stress ages you faster. It creates poor sleep precisely when restorative sleep is the most needed for healing. We're talking about heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune disorders. This is not a wellness trend. This is a biological emergency, and it's playing out across the entire population. And NuCalm is the only patented technology clinically proven to address both simultaneously without drugs, potions, patches, or pills. Without question, energy and frequency healing awareness is on the rise. However, this is not a trend. This is a proven neuroscience with a track record. It's been in development for over 36 years. NuCalm has assembled a 52-member medical advisory board of leading doctors, scientists, and researchers. In fact, it's been used in 2.7 million surgical procedures as an alternative to general anesthesia. Over 78 professional sports teams and approximately 1,000 individual athletes across multiple sports use NuCalm on a daily basis. It's been approved by the US military, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, and the Air Force. It's used by the FBI, along with incredible collaborations with Tony Robbins and other high-performance leaders. When was the last time you had a wellness opportunity with instant credibility like this? I'd say never. This is not a product looking for a market. This is a product that already has proven itself across the most demanding users on the planet. And as I mentioned, we collaborate with Tony Robbins on several of our tracks in our program. It's absolutely incredible. Well, here's the app. And folks, I gotta tell you, it's one app, but for every state that you wanna be in, you can just press a button. It's that simple. And I'm gonna go through some of them now, but before I do, I want you to watch this short video and you can get a better sense of it. See if our volume is up.
What if you could simply change the channel on stress, worry, and anxiety, or flip the adrenaline switch in your brain anytime you needed? You can. We all can. With NuCalm. NuCalm isn't a revolution. It's an evolution in the way we take care of ourselves. With over 3 decades of research and development, NuCalm's patented neuroacoustic software is clinically proven to create a physiological state change in your brain and body. With nothing more than your headphones and our mobile app, NuCalm gives you a suite of powerful tools that put the power of your brain in the palm of your hand. The human brain operates in a narrow band of frequency ranges, typically referred to as brainwaves. Each type of brainwave is associated with a different type of brain function. Throughout the day, your brain's frequency changes, based on whether you're tired, anxious, nervous, excited, hungry, or anything in between. These frequency changes are normal, but not normally under our control, often forcing us to fight against our brain to achieve our goals, with a wide variety of detrimental side effects. That's where NuCalm comes in. NuCalm's patented neuroacoustic software reliably and safely interacts with your brain to speed up or slow down your brainwave frequencies using nothing more than your headphones, like a tuning fork. Our clinically proven neuroscience gives you the power to change the channel on stress, poor sleep, or lack of focus, or to turn up the adrenaline when it's time to perform its best. Unlike typical stress apps, meditation, or binaural beat apps, NuCalm's journeys are engineered with the world's only patented, clinically proven neuroacoustic software designed to naturally guide your brain to different frequency states on demand. In fact, a single NuCalm journey contains nonlinear algorithms and dynamic frequencies that can exceed 2 gigabytes of data. Stop letting life determine your frequency and start working with your brain, not against it. NuCalm is the power of clinical neuroscience in the palm of your hand.
Folks, let me just tell you a little briefly about this science that no one can copy. It took them 32 years to study and map the frequencies of the human brain. And NuCalm's patented technology uses complex physics, mathematics, and algorithm built into the software that lies beneath the music. You see, this neuroacoustic software presents the brain with a signal via the auditory motor cortex, and the brain then follows this signal. Here's the key: because it uses nonlinear oscillations, your brain can't adapt and tune it out the way it does with standard binaural beats. That patented neuroscience is what separates NuCalm from any and all frequency devices or programs out there. And we are not delivering any frequencies to any part of your body. NuCalm developed a safe way to guide the human brain to the frequencies of your choosing, enabling you to choose your mental state on demand like dialing a thermostat. We are one of one. There is nothing out there like it, period. It's like something from a futuristic movie, only it's here today. And by the way, all 8.4 billion humans have brains that oscillate in the very same frequency ranges. This technology works on every brain. That's not a marketing claim, that's just physics. Well, NuCalm has 8 journeys. Each one guides your brain to a specific state on demand. Let me walk you through the ones that matter most. There's Rescue and Power Nap, which brings you to the healing zone. This is where cellular restoration, toxin removal, and healing happens in the body. Matter of fact, Harvard did a study that revealed a 20-minute power nap with NuCalm is equal to 2 hours of deep restorative sleep. Let me tell you, it's the best 20 minutes you'll invest in yourself all day. Deepest sleep, I gotta tell you, absolutely love this program. As a relatively good sleeper, I was totally amazed at how much more well-rested I felt after using these tracks. Like many people, I thought I was a good sleeper. I was able to get to bed easy, sleep through the night, wake up feeling, pretty good, maybe a little groggy, ready for a cup of coffee. But until you have something to contrast that with, you just don't know what you don't know. There's a whole next level of well-rested sleep that I actually had no idea about. And for those of you that only sleep 3 to 4 hours a night, that toss and turn for hours and kind of feel wrecked in the morning, this is going to be a complete life changer for you. I tell people that the quality sleep alone is worth the price of admission. How about focus? When I'm working out a project that I just need to kind of get done, I put on my headphones and I'm able to quiet all the distractions and focus my, squirrel brain and just kind of crank it out. My productivity is through the roof with this app. Ignite will bring you to peak performance. I use Ignite on the way to my tennis matches. I blasted in my Audi on the way to the match. I arrived totally fired up and ready to crush the ball. Maybe you'll use it before a big presentation or at the gym or wherever you need to perform at the top of your game. Flow state for creativity is amazing. You know, if I'm designing or creating something, I put the headphones on and my level of creativity and inspiration switch on in a big way. You know, some users will describe this as their secret weapon for productivity, similar to like being in the zone. Priming, I gotta tell you, this one's pretty hot. It features guidance from people like Tony Robbins and Roger Love and Jim Quick and now Mark Victor Hansen. There's tracks on there like Money Mindset with Mark Victor Hansen. He gets you fired up and gets you thinking about and planning your day around having a mindset to earn more money. And then there's Rockstar Mindset. That gentleman, Roger Love, he worked with people like John Mayer. He even worked with Bradley Cooper on the set of A Star is Born to kind of get him prepared to have a rock star mindset and perform like a rock star. You know, you can use it in the morning to set intentions before important events and boost motivation and energy. One more thing I want to tell you about, though, is how far this science goes. The vagus nerve is the longest and most complex of the 12 cranial nerves. It's really a direct communication highway between your brain and most of your major organs. It regulates heart rate, it controls digestion, manages breathing, reduces inflammation, and connects the gut-brain axis. Roughly 80% of its fibers carry signals from the gut to the brain, which is why gut feelings are a real neurological phenomenon. And in fact, low vagal tone is directly associated with mood disorders. Well, guess what? NuCalm's newest programs, Rescue VT, Deepest Sleep VT, and Deepest Sleep Plus VT, embed the 130 hertz vibrational frequency of the vagus nerve directly into the audio. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been using this on a regular basis. It's absolutely one of my favorite programs on the NuCalm app. Folks, this is a global product. It creates a global opportunity. From day one, we were available in 100 countries, and that was just 4 months ago. We're now available in over 120 countries. It's a pretty simple and scalable business. You try the product, you experience it yourself. I can't mail you a haircut over the phone, and I can't really explain to you exactly how you'll feel on NuCalm without experiencing it. But you get a 30-day risk-free trial of NuCalm, so nobody has anything to lose. And then you share your experience with others, and you'll get handsomely rewarded. Folks, it's really simple. Monthly, $42.49 for all those programs that I just told you about. The entire app, $42.49 a month. You know, I have a car wash down the street where I'm able to wash my car as many times a month as I want. You know what that costs? $37 a month. So $42.49 to completely handle my nervous system, that's a bargain. I got to tell you, it's brilliant. And here's the annual. It's $458.91 a year if you decide you want the annual program. It'll save you 23% below NuCalm Direct. The monthly for $42.49 will give it to you at 15% below getting it from NuCalm Direct. We sell it for less than anybody could ever buy it going to NuCalm Direct. And we offer a business opportunity as well as a money-back guarantee, 30 days. They don't do that over at NuCalm, I assure you. So it's an incredible opportunity to get started with this product and try it right away. But here's how you make money with it. This is important because I know a lot of you here, you know, you're looking at how I can build this as a business. Well, it's pretty simple. If you're out there marketing the monthly plan, you're going to earn $10 on every individual that you enroll on that monthly plan. If they get started with the annual plan, whether they start month one or somewhere down the line, doesn't matter, you're going to earn $100 for selling that annual plan. Pretty amazing. And here's how it works from that point on. That's a first month bonus that you get, and then there's something called a member acquisition bonus. And as you're building the business on those repeat orders, you have the opportunity to get back up to that 50% or that $10. And it's real simple. If you've started with or at some time you've purchased the annual enrollment, you get to participate on that scale on the right. You just need 7 active, and that'll get you back to that 50%. So you'll be earning $10 a month on all those monthlies, month in and month out. If you started with the monthly, then it will just take a few more people to get back up to that position of 50%. There's also a matrix, so it's a 3x20 matrix. It is a powerful matrix that's got a patented part to it, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but it's pretty simple. You bring in 3, who bring in their 3, and so on, and it goes down through 20 levels. The computer does the placement for you, left to right. You don't even have to think about it. It's automatic for you. But here's the power of duplication. This is everybody just getting on NuCalm, $42.49, taking care of their sleep, getting rid of their stress. If you take a look how that works out, 3, 9, 27, 81, no one's doing anything heroic here. You just brought in 3 and you're on your NuCalm subscription, and it's giving you, getting you qualified in our compensation plan. Well, in this instant here, just 7 levels will get you $6,000 a month in passive residual income. Remember, we are in over 120 countries right now. The pathway to Manager 7 is real simple. As you bring in people, what's going to happen is you're going to move up in title from Manager 1 to Manager 3 and so on to Manager 7. And there's some really great bonuses along the way. From that point on, though, it's really about volume. And here's the journey that goes all the way to the top of 500K. And here are the advancement bonuses that you're going to get on top of your regular commissions of matrix pay. You're going to earn a $50 bonus when you hit Manager 3. That's just 3 people that you turn on to NuCalm. When you hit 7 people, another 4 more folks that decide they want to sleep better at night, you're going to earn another $200. It's going to get tacked on to your next check. And then, as I said, it's about volume from there. When you hit 5,000 in total group volume, there's another $500 bonus that you'll see in your very next check. Here's the path, simple path to Manager 3. As you're enrolling 3 people, you'll earn either $80 if they get monthlies, or you'll earn $350 if they get annuals. For Manager 7, it's $320 if everybody got monthlies. If everybody got annuals, it'd be $950 on your way to Manager 7. In reality, it's usually a combination. Some people do monthly, some people do annual, and that's okay, so it'll be a combination in the middle there somewhere. There's additional rank advancement bonuses from 10K on up. A total of $89,250 is on the table as you move up in title and you achieve different ranks in our plan. That's a lot of money on the table for hitting these different titles. There's also a worldwide loyalty bonus pool, and you can earn a portion of this by getting to the rank of 10K really early on in our plan. $10,000 in global volume that's happening in your organization, and you'll get a share and a piece of this worldwide loyalty bonus pool, where they're taking 10% of the commission volume from all the sales all over the world, and each week they're sharing that with the people who have qualified into this pool. And I got to tell you, it's really nice to be able to earn income and earn a share of the sales going on around the world on people that might not even be in your organization. And that's the beauty of a bonus pool like this. The power of Manager 3, as I mentioned earlier, 3 who get 3 who get 3. You're looking at around $6,000 in potential monthly residual income. And that's, again, just everybody doing their 3 and bringing in 3. It's a really simple plan. But what happens if you go Manager 5? That means you brought in 2 more people. Just 2 more you brought in. And now you're a Manager 5. Everybody else is still doing just 3. Right? And there's still $42.49. That's what they're doing. It's the lowest monthly qualifier, I think, in our entire industry. Well, the residual income potential is staggering. Over $200,000 in potential residual income. Now, I like to be a little bit more realistic for folks. Okay, let's say that most of that doesn't happen. Only a quarter of it happened. That's still $50,000 a month in residual income. Even a fraction of that would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? So I got to say, it's a really powerful leveraged activity that you're doing. And this can go and has been going viral because of the digital nature of this very first wellness product in our space. The power of profit sharing positions. This is something very unique. It's so unique in our plan that it is copywritten. And how it works is simply this. As you bring in your first 3 people, they're going to fall on your first level there where there's only room for 3. When you bring in your 4th person and on, that means anybody beyond your 4th, you're going to get a profit sharing position awarded to you for free. You don't have to qualify for it. You don't have to buy product in it. What that does is it gets placed or inserted above your 4th person, above your 5th, above your 6th, and so on and so forth. And as those profit sharing positions stack up, it can multiply your income. So everything I've shared with you so far, that was just based on the sheer numbers, no profit sharing positions. If you're an enroller, you're going to have a lot of these. And when they stack up, there'll be places in your organization where you can earn 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, even more on the same volume, the same orders. Guys, if you can wrap your head around this thing, you'll definitely need NuCalm to get to sleep tonight. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's happening with the shift to digital, because I got to tell you, this is something that's really unique to me, and I'm really excited about finally seeing this big picture here. And I got to tell you that traditionally, experienced networkers, they've always leaned towards wellness and nutrition products. As a matter of fact, it's the #1 sector in direct sales, and for good reason. You know, when you change someone's health for the better, they tend to stay on a product line for years and years. You know, even if they never end up building a business, they remain customers, creating a strong, long-lasting residual income. You know, but there's an entire genre of networkers who have totally shifted away from physical products. Chris and Tammy, you mentioned digital was the future, right? Well, building an income with physical wellness products kind of takes time and patience, and it certainly has barriers, and many people just can't get traction with it. So instead, what these folks did was they chased things that looked like greener pastures. Maybe it was crypto or blockchain or meme coins or NFTs or travel or discount clubs. And you might know some of those folks, you know, but really, how are they doing? You know, are those offerings really even critical to people's daily lives? You know, many people got crushed on some of those things. Well, those folks were gone forever until now. For the very first time ever, a digital health product has been dropped into our space that actually addresses both of those camps. It's digital, so it moves the way digital people want it to move, fast, but it also does something genuinely transformational for people's health. So it keeps customers for the same reason that the best wellness products have always kept customers. A product with more validated results and credibility than anything I've ever seen in our industry. And now it's exclusively ours to market globally. Nothing to ship, now open in over 120 countries, and able to pay commissions globally as well. There's no more mine's better than yours, my vitamin, my shake, my patch, my pill, my potion, my glutathione is better than yours. Instead, a product, once people try it, most will never go back to the dark ages of poor sleep, stress, and anxiety. And why xosialX? Well, because of the integrity of NuCalm CEO Jim Poole and his long-term relationship with David D'Arcangelo, one of the architects and owners of xosialX. No one has what we can offer, and we have the exclusive rights in the direct sales space, globally and in perpetuity. And that word matters, perpetuity, not for 3 years, not until somebody gets a better offer, permanently. And we are pre-trend. As mental wellness concerns are also on the rise, you know, frequency and energy therapies are on the rise as well. And we are pioneering the global distribution of the only patented neuroacoustic frequency platform in the world. And folks, is there really a need out there to balance the human autonomic nervous system? Are there any stressors or anxiety happening around the world today? Well, you tell me. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? The question isn't whether digital wellness is the future. It already is. The question is whether you'll take full advantage of this historic timing, engage, and be positioned in it before everybody else figures it out. As I mentioned, we're in 120 countries right now, and this is just getting started. But I want to let you know that we're not just stopping with NuCalm as a digital offering. We just launched several weeks ago something called the xosialX University. This is a brilliant, brilliant concept. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited. It's now, I think we're 4 weeks in. And what this university does is it enables us to learn from some of the most incredible individuals and success stories in history. We're on week 4 now. A few weeks ago, we had the CEO of 7-Eleven and also Blockbuster tell us his experience. We've had politicians that were once in direct sales doing over $2 billion in direct sales in network marketing, shared their success stories and their tips. And this week, matter of fact, tonight, we are dropping this brand new module into the university. And every single week, a new billionaire and or millionaire is dropped into the space. And tonight, who was dropped in was John Paul DeGeorgia. This is a gentleman that started Patron Tequila and also Paul Mitchell Hair Systems. These are the kind of people that you can expect to be training and educating you on all types of success principles with the xosialX University. The university itself is $59.95 a month. I gotta tell you, I wish something like this was available when I was first becoming an entrepreneur. Such incredible value. And as the weeks go on, this becomes even more valuable as there'll be more modules with more billionaires and millionaires to share their stories and to share their wisdom. Another digital product that we offer is the xosialX app. The xosialX app is an incredible app that's enabling people to build their business and to give them the what to share and the what to send at their fingertips in the palm of their hand. So all of that complicated, tedious work of how do I build it, what do I do, what do I send is answered for you. And these things are completely commissionable, as I mentioned. And this is only $9.97 a month for this. And this is another digital product that we sell also around the world. What a lot of people will do is they'll get started with something called the All Access Pass. All 3 digital products, they can get those for just $99.97. And they can have all 3 of those from day one. Again, commissionable and an incredible way to go, giving people also the lower qualifications on that customer acquisition bonus I shared earlier. If people do the All Access Pass, they get the same kind of benefit than if they did the NuCalm annual. Well, folks, as we wrap this up, let me bring this home. You know, I've been in this industry for 40 years. I've seen hundreds of companies launch, grow, plateau, and fold. You know, I've been through the cycles. I know what lasts and what doesn't. And what I'm telling you is that in 40 years, I've never seen a combination like this, and I don't think you have either. The timing, well, the world is in a stress and sleep crisis right now that is not getting better. NuCalm solves the exact problem that billions of people are experiencing today, and that market is only growing. The uniqueness, 2 US patents, 0 competition, the only neuroacoustic platform of its kind on Earth. You cannot go build this somewhere else. It doesn't exist anywhere else. And the global scope, digital delivery, no shipping, 120 countries right now. We are not waiting to expand. We're already there, and we're set up to pay associates globally. Legacy income. This is residual income built on a product people will use every single day and come back to it month after month because it works. Not a product they forgot about in a drawer, a product that becomes part of their daily life. That's how residual income becomes legacy income. I've been sleeping with this NuCalm app every single night. I've not missed one night in 5 months. Not because I'm in the business, because I can't live without it. I absolutely love how I feel after sleeping with Deepest Sleep Plus. xosialX is ahead of the curve. We offer next level tools like the xosialX app platform to ensure simple duplication on a global scale. This affordable foundational tool gives you the what to share and even tracks engagement so your team can leverage their time and efforts. It's even commissionable, as I mentioned. and the xosialX University, giving people the knowledge, the inspiration, and the mentoring from billionaires and millionaires weekly. You know, in 12 months, some people watching this are going to look back at this exact moment. Some of them are going to say, I wish I'd moved faster. A few of them are going to say, that was it. That was the one. Well, the choice is uniquely yours. Be sure you get back to the person who has shared this with you and take a 30-day risk-free trial starting today. We also have this amazing 35-second stress test right in the app. Let your nervous system tell you what's up. What if you could change your frequency and change your life? Chris and Tammy, this has been a lot of fun. I look forward to doing more. Back over to you.
Thank you so much, Adam. Really appreciate it. And here's the thing here, folks. As a brand new user, Tammy and I have used this product, and you know that these rings, I've been wearing this ring right now for about 8-9 months, I think, Tammy.
Yeah.
And it keeps track of my sleeping patterns. And usually my sleeping patterns, the percentage is anywhere between 73 to 84, 85. And for the very first time, I'm in the 90s. Not all the time, because it's not like when you take a supplement, it's not going to change overnight. But it's just like, again, the body is getting into a habit of sleeping better. But I've never reached 91% and 92%. And lately, I've been reaching that a few times in a row. So it's just to give you, I mean, this is something that's quantifiable. This ring just calculates my sleeping patterns. The other thing, too, is what I really love about it is when you start with this company, you basically pay for your product. Let's just say, for the example, many of you started with the monthly service. You know, to become an associate, you don't need to pay extra. You just have to check mark a few check boxes, and boom, now you're an associate, and now you can start referring the product to others and get compensated for it. And what I see is going to happen is a lot of people are going to want to try the product. They like it, and they say, okay, let me refer it to others. There's no other financial commitment, and then it can start. But of course, if you pay for the year, then you have other added benefits where it requires less qualification to qualify to get more. But the other thing that is recently added that Adam, and I hope that's okay for me and Adam, just to summarize quickly, when you get the All Access Pass, and you have access to that right now from your back office, for those of you that are members, if you pay your monthly and you do the All Access Pass, which I highly recommend the xosialX app. In fact, a lot of the gem that you guys have been receiving, these posts that I'm putting in with everything that's going on, actually came from this app. And it's duplicatable and it's easy access. I sponsor a gentleman in the UK, and he's very gung-ho, and he's asking me all these questions on, can this do this? Can this do it? Where can I find this? Where can I find that? And within a second, I have it in the app, and I share it with him through social media platform, which is either Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, just to give you, again, an idea of how quickly I was able to get on the ball to provide the information. And I basically listened to, by the way, Adam, the very first one, which is the 7-Eleven CEO, and I kind of listened to his story and everything else. And this is another thing which is really interesting. I didn't realize some of the things that the 7-Eleven owner had to go through and all the adversity and everything else. And again, folks, one thing that I know in business is if you learn from the people who have reached the hundreds of millions, and I'm not saying, you guys, that we're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. What I'm saying is the principles that these people use, you'll find that there's very commonality, that if we apply in our lives, things could get better. So there's a lot of, and it's all commissionable. All of these things are commissionable. So I'm really, really excited about this, Adam. I really, really appreciate your feedback. This call, by the way, is recorded, folks. You'll be able to access this on a later date. And don't be alarmed by, oh, I don't fully understand the calm plan. Here's the thing I really recommend for you to focus on. Get your 3. And it's not hard to tell people to try an app. Because, in fact, in my experience, I thought I had to do more explanation in that. I mean, most people tell me, oh, I've heard about this science. So people are open and ready. So you'll find that also. And it's not really complicated. So don't focus too much on how-tos. You don't need to understand the engine of the car. You just bring your fob into the car, press the button, and start driving. And that's really what it is. Tammy, do you have anything else you want to add to this?
I think we're going to turn it over to everybody, but
Yes,
yeah,
I'd
for
like to open a few
questions. But I did
Q&As.
want to say that I did the stress test,
Mm.
and then I listened to the rescue, and then I went back to the stress test. It's amazing the difference in that. So, anyways, you just got to try it. At the end of the day, it's all about trying it. Adam said that, and the fact that it's digital, it's going to grow massive in the international markets because everybody needs this. At the end of the day, everybody needs it. It's unique. And yeah, it's commissionable. And I know that everybody is looking to generate an extra income stream so they can get above water and then go into profits, right? So yeah, we're super excited because it's something that we've never seen in the network marketing space when it comes to health.
Yeah, and I know that sounds cliche here, folks, but test
No,
it for
it's true.
yourself. Don't take her word for it. Test it for yourself. Now, Jasmine, I know you have a question. You have some question, and Mary Paul, and folks, just unmute yourself. It's not a massive group, so we can really handle this. Feel free to raise your hand so I can bring you up front here, so you can ask a question if you don't mind raising your hand. Otherwise, just unmute yourself as you're talking. I'll bring you to the bring you forward here. So maybe Jasmine, since you started, please go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I've tried it. I tried the nighttime one, and I'm absolutely amazed. I've always had problems with sleeping, and it works big time. But here's a couple questions that I have. I remember you saying, Chris, that we're not to use it directly with our cell phone, that we should get a Bluetooth speaker. So I've got a Bluetooth speaker that I have in my bedroom. Do you keep your cell phone in the bedroom, or does it work if you have it outside? Because I know a lot of people don't like to have the cell phone in their bedroom when they're sleeping.
That's a great question, Jasmine. I'm glad you're getting such great results too. Yeah, you know what it is the little speakers that are in this phone here, right? That's not enough dynamic range to handle all the neuroscience that's going on, all the programming that's going on. And the thing that we don't talk about, or a lot of people miss, is that the part that's doing the healing, right? The neuroscience, the patented portion of these tracks is inaudible to the human ear. Dogs can hear it, but we cannot hear it. So the things that you're hearing on top of the waves crashing, or the summer rainstorm, or some of the other things, and actually all of the other things that you're actually listening to, that just makes it nice to hear. And it has obviously a little bit of a calming effect, but that's not what's doing the healing. That's not what is bringing you to deep, deep sleep. And so it took them a lot of time to figure out how we can go from headphones to a Bluetooth speaker. In fact, it took them 9 years to develop that. So yes, you want a Bluetooth speaker. You want that by the side of your bed. Your phone does not, as long as it's Bluetoothing and reaching your speaker, that's fine. I know that there's people that some have a concern about, magnetic waves and things like that. You can actually download a track too, right? If you hold your finger on one of the tracks, you can download it to your phone. So it's not streaming, and then you can even use it without Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, good to know, right? I hope that
Yeah,
answers the question.
I have another question on that same topic. It's set for 8 hours. I don't always have 8 hours of time to sleep because I have to get up. So does it have this point where it picks up, like in music, you call it crescendo, that it goes up and it goes down? Like if I stop it after 7 hours, have I missed that? Is there something that I'm missing as it's starting to work its way down through that last hour, or does it not matter if I do the whole 8 hours?
It's okay that you don't do the whole 8 hours, but I will tell you this. I put mine on 10 hours, but I work for myself from home, so just in case, I don't want to cut off at 8 hours. I want to go to 10. But Deepest Sleep has a lot of different tracks, and Deepest Sleep Plus has a lot of tracks, fewer tracks, but the difference between the two is that Deepest Sleep Plus has 15 minutes of rescue tacked on to the beginning of, say, the rainstorm, or the Pacific Coast waves, right? It has 15 minutes. And what that's doing is it's bringing you down your squirrel brain, thinking about all the things you got to do tomorrow, all the things you had to do today, and all that stuff. It's bringing you down to a place of around 0.5 hertz where it calms you to get you ready for bed, to get you ready for sleep. And then when it kicks into the rest of whichever program you selected, or the rainstorm, or whatever it was, that brings you down into deep sleep range, okay, around 0.4 hertz, 0.4, 0.4, 0.45. Whereas rescue is bringing you to around 5 hertz. Not to get technical on you, you'll learn that stuff as you go. But so it doesn't matter that you go too far or too long at the end. That's not so important. But the beginning, that just brings you right down, so it makes it easier for you to get to sleep.
Okay, cool. One more question. If I'm wanting to do one of those that you get recharged, and I noticed that in your presentation that people were wearing headphones, can I do it through my car in the Bluetooth of my car? And is it dangerous? Like if I'm recharging, will that slow, will it be dangerous? You know how like do not operate machinery, like that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So here's what I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend doing any of the power naps or the rescues or anything like that in your car. That's a bad idea. But Ignite is bringing you to peak performance. It's bringing you up to 40 hertz. As I mentioned, I'm cranking that. I have like 13 speakers in my Audi, Bose speakers, and I'm cranking that up before a match. And those Ignite tracks, they're like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So on my way to the court, I want to be up here when I hit the court. And when I get there, I am crushing the ball. So yeah, if you're doing that on the way to the gym or whatever, that's fine. And it tells you right in the app on the program whether you should be using a headset or a sleep mask, right? The power nap, you're in the middle of the day, you want headphones, and you want to put on a sleep mask because you don't want light getting in, right? But some of them are Bluetooth, some of them are headphones, some of them, like I'll put the flow state on when I'm doing a project. And today I was working on this presentation. I put this on and I didn't check email 14 times and chase all the things binging on my phone and everything. I was able to concentrate and focus and get stuff done. So I'll choose to use that when I need to focus.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time for those questions. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Go ahead, Mary Paul.
Well, hi. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for the presentation. It was very enlightening. As you saw on my question in the chat, I've recently had major knee surgery. And of course, the pain keeps me awake at night. I toss and turn, can't find the right position, and I can't fall asleep. I started using NuCalm at night for 4 or 5 days now, and I still can't sleep. I don't know if I need to wait until the major pain goes away to see results.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, pain is a major issue, right? And
even with the recovery,
that's right. Even with recovery, I mean, you could try using rescue during the day a little bit. A lot of what you have going on is there's stress related, obviously, with this, this injury and this recovery that you're going through. Certainly worth a shot. Obviously, if you're in discomfort because there's physical pain, there's only so much your nervous system can do to help you, right? But yeah, I would think that as that heals, here's what I will say though: when you're bringing your body and when you're bringing your brain, I should say, down to a healing zone where your cells are being oxygenated, it's clearing out the toxins, right? It's doing it's having a healing effect. So doing that during the day, rescue VT, there's different length tracks of that. Try doing that during the day, and that might make a big difference for you at night as well.
Yeah, I've used it a few times, but sometimes it seems I get busy and the rescue doesn't come.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. And we hope you heal soon.
Oh, me too.
So Mila has a question here. Is this application applicable to Parkinson's or tremor patients?
Great question. I would say that's probably a good one for Jim Poole to answer. He probably has answered something to this effect. A lot of the times that these patients that you're talking about, there's a lot of stress going on, and that's a bigger challenge or a big challenge. And so whereas it may not handle Parkinson's, of course, it may handle the stress related from having Parkinson's. So you have to look at it from that standpoint. It'll just make them a calmer, better patient, right?
Yeah, and on that note, sorry, Sylvia. So I know your hand was up, so I brought you in right away. Okay, so please go ahead.
Well, sorry. Yeah. I was just wondering, what about, like I'm thinking about my spouse who's got a bit of a hearing problem. Does it still work?
That's a great question. So remember what we're talking about here is the healing portion of NuCalm is inaudible anyway, right?
Okay.
It's vibrational, so that will help. And this really lends into a question that probably will come up. So I'll handle it now. And that is this, that people that are, spouses, people are sleeping together in the same bed, they kind of have to dial things in for themselves, figure out which track they can both agree upon, number one. Also, what volume can we listen to it? I have somebody that says to me, well, my wife, she can't go to sleep without the TV on. I go, oh, they're going to love this, right? And then there's some that say, well, I can't have any noise, or my wife, one of those. And that's why they have to kind of negotiate and dial in on it. But here's the important thing. And I asked this day one, because it just kept coming up. And that is what does the volume need to be at? And the answer from Jim Poole was that the volume doesn't matter. So you can have it as low as you want to have it, as long as, again, it's a decent Bluetooth speaker, you're going to get the benefit because it is not the audible portion that is doing the science. The science is below an audible level. So if you have somebody who you're sleeping with that can't have, the waves crashing so loud, then you bring it down. Or the raindrops, right? And what I love about the raindrops is that, we've all been in a place where it was a rainstorm and you open your eyes and it's raining and you go, oh, that sounds great. You go right back to sleep, right? And I like to have mine set so that it actually sounds like a real rainstorm going on. So I have it a little bit on the higher side, but it's to each his own, and you kind of have to dial it in. And usually within a week or so, people are able to figure out which tracks and what volume when they're a couple sleeping together.
Do you have any tracks that have no music?
Most of the tracks don't have music per se, right? So like if you look at a summer rainstorm, you're not listening to music. You're actually listening to many, many hours of recorded a thunderstorm, right? But again, there is all this information and all this programming. There's neuroscience that's happening below what we're listening to. What we're listening to just makes it pleasant.
Okay.
Right? And that's the part about it that's, I think, really unique, is that you can really have it as low or as high as you want. And so there's a lot of different tracks too. There's that vagal tone one. It's not music, but it's vagal tones. When somebody is meditating, right? They go, Om. They're trying to get into a certain tone that is going to activate their vagus nerve. That's one of the things that they're trying to do. Now, I don't know about you. I've never had very much luck, meditating like that. This gives me that benefit without having to be good at that. I don't need to be a monk to get the results that monks are getting. I just press a button now. So that's brilliant. Great question, Sylvia.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sylvie. Another question from Sandra. What are the side effects, if there is any? So please go ahead.
Side effects, you're going to have way more energy when you wake up in the morning because you'll have gotten better sleep than you've ever gotten in your life. There are absolutely zero side effects. You have to remember something too. This is approved by the military. This is approved by special forces. These are some of the most demanding clientele on planet Earth, right? You don't get approved for that stuff if there's side effects, right? It's not going to happen that way. And again, we're not delivering any frequencies to any part of your body. We're basically guiding your own brain up and down the frequency range at your choice.
Cool. So last question from Sandra here is a 30-day trial enough, to see any results?
Absolutely. People notice much sooner than 30 days, but it's nice to give people 30 days so they have no questions about whether it's not something that they're going to want to use and incorporate into their life. Jim Poole says, try rescue for 7 days in a row. You won't recognize yourself. That's what he says.
Wonderful. So if there's no other question, folks, we can come to the end of this session. Now, we're not going to take long every presentations. That's because we're introducing all of you to this. We're all new at it. And we're just kind of getting our feet wet around this, folks. But I assure you that we're going to have different modules for the trainings, understanding the product. Jim Poole is a phenomenal speaker in reference to this technology. He has a whole history behind it. We have also some science geeks behind some of the products that xosialX carries, because Tammy as you know, we're very, very seasoned when it comes to glutathione technology. We understand what's happening at cellular level, and there are people that are really, really deep understanding the nano size of the glutathione that are ingested. So for those who are interested in any supplement, as Tammy and I are just starting to get into right now. Now, as I was speaking, there was a question from Greg. What frequency range should speaker have?
Yeah, there's no technical specs that you have to have a certain kind of Bluetooth speaker that can handle certain ranges. You just want a decent one. I have several different ones. I have a little travel one. So when I'm traveling, I take that one with me because it fits, in my suitcase, my luggage. And then I have a little nicer one that I have, by my bedside. Everybody has a Bluetooth speaker or two somewhere around their house usually by this point. And if you don't, it's time to have one. You can spend $60 on one, you can spend 100, you can spend more, but you just need one that's decent. It's just that these teeny tiny speakers here are not sufficient enough to do the job of delivering the neuroscience in NuCalm.
No, I'm personally, I'm using the as you know, I'm an Apple fan. I'm using the HomePod. It's absolutely fantastic. When it comes to, there's some that you're listening, like the 20 minutes one. I use I'm an Apple fan. It doesn't have to be Apple, obviously, but the headset, you'll notice on the app, it tells you there's a little icon with the headset around your head when you need to put that. But when it comes to 8 hours all night, you're not going to put a headset. You want it on a speaker beside you. So I guess we can end on this note.
Chris, there's a couple more questions.
Okay.
And I just want to add something because Jasmine, you were asking about the frequency with your phone in the bedroom. What I do when I'm listening to all of this stuff, other than the 8 hour at night, I don't put the headset on, but I put it on, I set up whatever rescue VT. And then once it starts playing, I go into my settings and I put it on airplane mode. So I'm not getting that, Wi-Fi stuff. So, yep, just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you, Tammy. And just one more question from Craig here. And I know we have to be diligent when it comes to the big C, but you mentioned cancer with rescue. Can you speak a little about that? And how will my pets respond to frequency? As you mentioned, dogs can hear them and things like that.
Great questions, Greg. Absolutely great questions. There's a lot of stress associated with somebody that has cancer, right? Obviously, they're going through one of the worst things that you can go through in life. And so what NuCalm has done is they have teamed up with some really exceptional people in the field, and they've done clinical studies. And they basically compared the stress of people with cancer to some of the stresses of sports teams. And they've done side-by-side comparison. And they've gotten the same kinds of results for both classes of both people, groups. And so that's the way you want to kind of think about it for any of these diseases and issues. And obviously, if you can reduce a person's stress when they're having a situation that is, something like cancer, that's going to go a long way into helping them heal, not adding more stress to the situation, which may have even partially caused the cancer in the first place, right? Chronic stress. And so that's what I'll say about that. And again, Jim Poole can give you more of the actual details about that clinical study. Mm-hmm. How will the pets respond? Well, I will tell you this. I don't have any animals, but the people that do, that I've talked to about this, it knocks dogs right out. Cats too. Boom. They're out like a light. They're not, and they're not waking you up first thing in the morning to go and do whatever they got to do, because that, if you pick the 8 or 10 hour ones and it's still going, they're still out. So there you go.
Wonderful. And Bill, what about dementia? Is there any feedback on that? And I know we're getting a little sensitive here with some of the things, but
Yeah.
I'll turn this over to you just as
Yeah,
we
that's
answer.
fine. And again, these are great questions for Jim, and we'll have him on, and he can discuss them. But
Yeah,
I've
we'll
heard,
set
I've
something.
heard him answer these in the past. So, again, dementia is a stressful situation, right? My dad has some form of it himself. He's like present, but he's lost his words, and so it's a form of dementia that he's going through, and it's something that will, for some people that can be really stressful. So anything you can do to reduce a person's stress is going to be an advantage, when they have a money like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think we can end on this note.
And
I know.
again, you guys, 30-day money back guarantee, right? So try
Yeah.
it for 30 days, get a feel for it, and try the different
Options.
options available. Chris and I are still playing. There's a lot of them. So Chris and I are still playing with this stuff. And yeah, it's incredible. I love the focus when I'm
Isn't that one
doing
great?
oh
That
my
was so
God.
much fun.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
no
just so
squirrel
much fun.
brain at all. And you stay focused for quite a long time. So yeah,
100%.
I love
100%.
that one.
So any discomfort of the body here, folks, understand that the general consensus that I'm hearing, and I've been hearing, from the start, is when the body's in a state of calmness, and it tends to heal better, it tends to behave better, it tends to, when you reduce the stress, your body's in a better state to heal. Understand that all these different situations that we're bringing up, I know that Sandra talks about, painful with menstrual
cramps,
sorry,
yeah,
not my
for
French
sure.
again here, cramps. Have you heard any feedback on that as we end?
I can't say that I know much about that these days, but I'm sure that we'll get a testimony like that sooner than later. And maybe maybe somebody on your team will be able to come up with that one. But I have personally not heard anything in relation to menstrual cramps.
Wonderful. Well, folks, thank you so much for attending. Listen, if you want to get started with this, get back with the person who invited you here. Otherwise, contact Emmy and I will direct you as to what to do. We're trying to be respectful to the line of sponsorship, but in the same time, we want to also respect your wishes and so forth. So thank you so much. And this call is recorded. It is right now on your Well community on YouTube. It is also recorded on Zoom, and we'll make that available. And folks, this is not the only time we're going to be doing this. We'll have special guests and interviews and all sort of things. But I hope you guys really run with this. Tammy and I are running fast, and I'm not kidding. And we're very, very excited, and we would love to have you all on board. So, Adam, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time and putting this together.
Absolutely, so great to work with you guys, and looking forward to meeting more of your friends and your friends' friends. And we're going to change a lot of people's lives around the world with NuCalm and xosialX, and I couldn't be more excited for you guys. So welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, have yourself
Thanks,
a great
Adam.
rest of your evening. Sorry, Tammy, go ahead, please.
No, thanks, Adam. Really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy because there's a lot going on right now. So
There's
like
always
you
a lot
said,
going on, but you
60
know what?
countries in
It's
60
worth it.
days? That's
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I've been translating stuff into French and all kinds of things. It's just nuts. But
Yeah.
I'm glad to do it. I'm excited. And, you got to make hay when the sun shines. And the sun is shining on this.
Yeah.
Over to you.
And thanks for the time you're giving us. Okay, folks,
You're
listen,
welcome, guys.
have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you very much for joining in. And if you're coming in on a recording on this, folks, just leave your comments. Let us know that you want to hear more, you want more information. We'll make sure that you get all the information you need to move forward.